The server started out nice and simple. We all ran off, got some resources, went to the Nether. And then... Oh, well, I guess this story doesn't have as good of a start as I remember. This is the first person on the server I meet. Her name is Perry. We definitely stay great friends. After dying, I decided to take my time and create a little fishing pond and rebuild myself piece by piece. I saw a few people come and go, but some stayed. I have two new neighbors. One named West, who owns a museum, and Red, an innocent farmer who loves nothing more than her land. After a few days of grinding, I built myself up pretty strong, full diamond. All enchanted and fancy, and that was the last day of peace on the one-liner SMP. Turns out somebody was passing by West's house and checked a chest at the front, but it was trapped. That is when I met Glacier. He was snooping around and accidentally set off a trap meant for West. Luckily, no one was harmed, not even Glacier. Soon after, a bunch of people rushed over in hopes to figure out who wanted to kill West and why. The days after the explosions kept getting worse. Signs got thrown up on West Museum saying, "Move or be moved. This land isn't yours." We tried to investigate it, but to no avail. We interviewed a few people. One person named Quinn was a particularly interesting individual. She was very rude and hesitant to talk to me. I got pushed off her land within minutes of being there. In a moment of silence, days after the sign and explosion, Glacier stepped in and created one of the biggest disasters I've ever witnessed. He walked up to Red's farm and manipulated her into participating in some messed up science experiment. But Red made the mistake of eating the meat of the infected animals. After that experiment, more skulk was seen at Red's farm, and one patch had a note on it, enticing her to spread the skulk even further. Days after the skulk keeps spreading, and now it is being found in everyone's bases with the same note to spread the skulk. One of these lecterns had a bomb hidden. This lectern was placed at the front of Glacier's base. By some miracle, he isn't the one who got hurt. Maloon, another server member, was passing by and read the lectern out of curiosity. When he absorbed the impact, we don't know how, but he lived. This murder attempt worried Glacier, and this is when we teamed up to fight whoever's doing these bombings and maybe stop the spread of skulk. While discussing plans with Glacier, we found a second bomb under his house, hooked up to a lectern. We very carefully disarmed the bomb. After that scare, we came down to the conclusion that Perry has to know something about the bombings and the skulk spread. We came into her church and interrogated her for all she knew, but she wanted to keep things told to her safe and confidential. This is what pushed me over the edge. I was getting desperate and I needed answers. Me and Glacier thought of an idea to make a lab and capture and study Red, the infected one, and force Perry's hand to tell us what she knows about the bombings. After days of planning, I went to go gather resources for the lab and came across the church made by Perry again. I didn't think much of it and checked around inside because of curiosity, until I checked under the lectern at the back of the church for traps and found a chest with a whole bunch of skulk in it. This is when I thought I finally figured out who was spreading the skulk. Not long after, I had set up a trap with 17 TNT minecarts to blow up the church and kill Perry, hopefully stopping the skulk spread. But she found it. The trap was useless and I resorted to something horrible. I convinced her to show me where someone had trapped her and tried to kill her then and there. But I failed. She got away, and out of desperation I summoned a wither, bargaining with her that if she wanted me to kill the wither and save her base, she would have to spill what she knew about the skulk and bombings. It was then I got my answer. Glacier was the one spreading the skulk. I assumed his goal was to contain it, not spread it. I had been betrayed. Feeling lost, I was told one more piece of information about a trap that Red had laid under her base to defend herself against thieves. I checked it and recognized something. The trap design was the exact same as the one used to try and murder Glacier. I had figured out who the villain was all along. Red.